The Economic Recovery Strategy for Wealth and Employment Creation Report 2015 identifies the manufacturing sector as Kenya's biggest gateway to economic growth. Based on this realization, therefore, specific sectors have been identified as drivers of Kenya's economy. Among these is the leather sector, which targets to create about 50,000 jobs over the next 5 years. This is based on Kenya's Big Four agenda launched in December 2017 that identifies the 4 key priority areas for development by the government of Kenya.
The importance of leather sector to the people of Kenya is significant, particularly at this particular time when His Excellency the President has pronounced himself on 4 critical areas as his legacy for the people of Kenya. And these are manufacturing, where leather sector is part of. Then there is universal health care. Then there is the national food security and housing, or affordable housing for the citizens of Kenya. Now, our particular area of delivery is the leather component in manufacturing. And our target is to make contribution in 2 particular areas. One of these is job creation for the youth of our country. And the second one is contribution to GDP. As far as job creation is concerned, the industry currently employs about 18,000 people. By the end of His Excellency's second term, which is 2022, we intend to reach a minimum of 50,000 new jobs in different components of our segments of manufacturing. And as far as contribution to GDP is concerned, currently we stand at about 14 billion. By the target date of about 2022, we intend to reach over 100 billion contribution to the GDP. And these are intended to be realized through improvement in quality of hires and skills, through import substitution of footwear, through manufacture of footwear which can be exported to other parts of the region and the world. So the contribution of leather to the people of Kenya is significant.
The Switch Africa Green Project is one particular area of collaboration where KLDC and ALLPI have worked together to promote sustainable production and consumption patterns in Kenya's leather industry.
When we look at the project, the overall goal was based on greening the leather sector in Kenya, the enterprises that are involved in the production of leather products.
It's good to remind ourselves what was the objective of Switch Africa Green. And basically, Switch Africa Green project is supported by the European Union and implemented by UNEP, UNOPS and UNDP, majorly to support African countries to transition to inclusive green economy. And the project has 3 components: the policy, the business development, and the networking. So for the support of the business development, whereby Kenya Leather Development Council is implementing with COMESA, the project aimed at switching the leather sector green. And majorly part of it is capacity building for small micro enterprises in the leather sector.
The project started in 2016, running to 2017 and 2018. The beneficiaries of the projects were drawn, initially they were drawn from Nakuru, Nyeri, Thika, and with more interest the project was expanded to include Nairobi, Eldoret, and Kisumu. The initial program was supposed to benefit 35 participants, but with the expansion of the project, we have covered closely to around 90 to 100 participants.
One of the key interventions conducted under the project has been training of beneficiary SMEs for purposes of skills development in footwear and leather products making. A training toolkit was developed based on the skill deficiencies of respective SMEs.
When we started with this project, what we did first, we took the samples from the SMEs and we did two types of tests. The first one was physical testing or physical analysis of their product, and the other one was done at Kenya Bureau of Standard. And on the physical analysis, we identified the areas that the SMEs need to be trained. And after that, we developed a program based on the areas that the SMEs need to be trained on.
Training for transformation, transforming the entrepreneurs from the idea of subsistence business to formal business, whereby they start to earn more money and to grow. And also to create linkages amongst themselves, collaboration through clustering, and also vertical linkages with the suppliers of raw materials. So this way, like the key parameters of creating that relationship, and also production of quality products that could enter into formal, national, regional, and international markets.
Training also encompassed critical aspects of record keeping, resource optimization, occupational health and safety, product costing and pricing, as well as cluster transformation. Based on the project evaluation survey conducted by ALLPI, the Switch Africa Green project has realized dramatic outcomes in the following areas. 1. Formation and activation of clusters in Thika, Nairobi, Nakuru, and Kisumu. Enhanced record-keeping practices among beneficiaries. Reactivation of the Kenya Footwear Manufacturers Association. Waste reduction, reuse, and recycling. Improved product costings and pricing. Optimization of resources. Enhanced linkages through networking among SMEs. And transformation of mindsets.
Working with the clusters, I can say that there is a very great improvement working with them, because the product that they make after the training compared to the product that they used to make before the training, they are uncomparable. Because the product that they make after the training are really amazing, because they put into practice the skills that they have learned during the training.
I'm a beneficiary of Switch Africa Green. We have walked a long journey with them and have really benefited a lot. It has helped me now to improve in my business, and more so changing the mindset to stop doing things the usual way, but now to focus not only on the customer needs, but as well as conservation of the environment in whichever work that I do for my clients. The product we normally have, we have one type of shoe called the jungle boot. This is what we call the jungle boots. And when we are making the shoes, we have been trained on how to decide your client on the functionality of that shoe. This one is normally focused for customers who do a lot of work. They will do a lot of walking, so in that comfortability. We also use the hair on leather. This one helps us in conserving the environment, because for one, we don't use chemicals at the tannery to remove the hair.
I never knew how to keep my records. I had a lot of waste in my leathers, but so far I have known how to minimize the wastage and the economy and my record of bookkeeping.
We learned about the bookkeepings, we learned about how to record the material we buy, and so many, even our workplace. We know electricity, how much it is consumed. Because formerly when I go to buy material, I cannot charge my transport. But this time round, I know if I use 20 shillings, that one must be in my record.
We were doing it for the sake of doing it. But later on, around 2 years ago, KLDC, as an arm of the government, started training us from the TPSSI. And we have learned a lot. We did not know that it is not just making shoes, but also quality matters very much.
If I look at the output indicators in terms of performance of the numbers of people who were trained in various skills, that is production, resource use efficiency, training for transformation, entrepreneurship, which is costing and finance, and clustering, and management of production processes. The project has been successful in the sense that it has been able to exceed the numbers that were set to be trained.
During this particular period, they kind of opened our eyes into realization that what we were making were really substandard and could not meet the market demand.
We were just going to the dealers here in town, just buy, so long as it's a leather. So we do not know the quality of that leather, all the texture. But through this training, we've come together. Now we can go to Nakurutanas. We buy it as clusters. We design it. We make our shoes through that.
First and foremost, having been new in the finishing section, we were not known to produce finished leather. We have had interactive sessions with clusters all over. They have been to our place, seen the quality of leather we produce, given the recommendations, and we have been able to do business with them. As far as the environment, we have gained with the UNEP advice also, which from time to time has come in handy. Basically, the project has been very successful in us.
The other part that really we benefited from Switch Africa Green is the networking. They brought us together and they invited other institutions that were instrumental in leatherwork.
Before I came to this cluster, I joined this cluster. I used to make around 15,000 shillings per month, but now I'm making about 30,000. It has doubled. Yeah.
It has assisted me to come together, because it's out of coming together that has made us in fact realize much, that we can do a lot when together, because it's out of this cluster that we learn information. It's out of these clusters that we learn a lot, because when I have something to say, I just share it with my people, and they also share their ideas with me, and out of these ideas we make a very, very, very good and promising work.
Without mentioning the products that we make from the waste material, which is an added profit. In fact, we are able now to get something better. We are able to get about 20% like that from the waste. But also now the main product, the shoes, since they are well made from good quality product leather, we had to fetch. Before we didn't know how much money we were getting. In fact, we were running at a loss. Then the training came, and then after that, now we know. If we say we need about 40% profit, we are getting it in good order, and now we are able to make more money. So I can proudly say that we have improved the margin, the profit margin from zero, because we were almost running at zero, to about 50%.
So generally in terms of changes, one, we have witnessed not only in this cluster but also in the Nakuru cluster and the Thika and Nairobi cluster, the improvement in terms of the quality of footwear and other leather artifacts that the leather MSMEs are producing in Kenya.
The Switch Africa Green project has had massive impact, I must say, although it was a fairly short period of about 2 years, but it has helped us to have an extensive engagement with our people, the MSMEs, what we refer to as MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises. And these people have, a group of people have had major training, skills development, contribution, and therefore their ability to produce good quality leather products, particularly footwear, has improved. That is major impact. Their ability to use what is normally referred to as wastes or offcuts, to convert them into sellable small products like either key holders or card holders or some small items which can be sold to earn the family at least some income. These are very, very important contribution. The other major area of impact is it has helped us to cluster or to group the players into different clusters. MSMEs are fairly people with a minimal income, and therefore if they go their individual ways, they do not make a lot of benefit from their game, and therefore by bringing them together, by training them together, by enabling them to purchase leather in bulk from tanneries, and therefore have higher bargaining power. This has made very significant contributions by producing products which is green production. These are all very, very significant products or contribution or achievements which we have realized as a result of the Switch Africa Green project.
The way forward is that whatever the systems that we have put in place in terms of resource optimization, in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of skills development, will be sustained through Kenya Leather Development Council and also through us as COMESA, because we will continue to support these SMEs. We are actually developing a robust M&E system that will continue to capture the activities of these people, and we will continue to interface with them to make sure that we reinforce the lessons which they learned during the project implementation. The other element is that the lessons that we drew from this project are not ending in Kenya, but they are now being spread to other 15 African countries that we are working with. So an investment of 250,000 by European Union, the lessons learned are now going to be spread as far as Ethiopia, Zambia, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, DRC, or Madagascar and Mauritius. These are the countries that we are working with. So this project has created a foundation for transforming SMEs in Africa.
Now, I would like to thank the KLDC and the government and those who are concerned to make us go the far you people are planning to take us.
I'd like to thank the Switch African Green, UNDP, UNOPS, KLDC and COMESA for giving us this chance. At least with them, our lives are different, not like before.
Through KLDC and Switch Africa Green, we actually came to achieve all these things. And I believe if we continue, other people will also benefit.
My appreciation goes to the funders of the project, EU, through the United Nations agencies, that is UN Environment, UNDP and UNOPS, and COMESA Leather and Leather Products, or Africa Leather and Leather Products Office, and all persons who have played a role in ensuring the success of this project.
We are very grateful to the EU for funding this project, and we have the United Nations offices in Nairobi, the UNDP, UNEP, the UN Environment, UNOPS offices. These ones, our colleagues in Gigiri have been very, very helpful in implementing the project, and particularly also our other partners, the Africa Leather and Leather Product Institute, what is previously referred to as COMESA LLPI, have been very, very useful in implementing this project. We want to extend our gratitude to Africa Leather and Leather Product Institute under the able leadership of the Executive Director, Professor Munyikioni Munyihija, and his entire team at the Addis Ababa office. In particular, I want to mention the role played by Mr. Nicholas Mudungwe in the training programs, and our own Moses Mwangi in Training and Production Center in Thika, our own desk officer in charge of Switch Africa Green, Mr. George Onyango, and the entire team of KLDC for successful execution of the project. Thank you very much.